everyone, and welcome to the Autism Mastermind Podcast. I am Melinda, and I'm here with my friend Vanessa.
Hey, Masterminds. It's been a while.
It has been a while, Vanessa. It has been a while. Hence the update podcast, as we're calling it, because we don't have a better name yet.
Hey, I think it's a good name. It's very clear, and
That's
it's
right.
exactly what we're doing. We're updating. So
That's right, Vanessa. So we have had a long summer.
yeah, it's been a long summer, but you know what? Good news is we're about on like a week away from month 11 of no seizures, so that's pretty rad. So that
That is
continues.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. So Vanessa has a lot of stuff that happened in her life for the
Yeah.
past few months.
I've been
So,
busy
so yeah, you have been busy, Vanessa.
trying to work like 3 jobs and take care of all my kids and even the adult ones because they keep stuff keeps coming up, but really really proud of all of them, but like our oldest, she's about to get her master's degree, and then she just sent me an email that she is graduating with honors, which is pretty awesome. So they asked her to join an honor society. So
Very cool.
um, yeah, and then she has about a year, and then she'll be a BCBA. So kind of wild.
There you go in the autism world, Vanessa.
I know, and Hannah too, and she likes her job, working with she's on her way to becoming an RBT. So they both decided to go into the field. So how cool is that?
That is cool. Very cool. I will not be going into that field
Oh, me neither. Like
because
I've
I
had
live
enough
it.
life experience. Thanks.
I know, right? We do have life experience, Vanessa. I always said that I could probably do therapy with
Mm.
somebody else's kid.
Yeah, because it's different. You're not so
Not
intimately
my
tied
own.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, not my
Mhm.
own child because that's just hard. I tried homeschooling Vanessa and that didn't work out.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's this whole thing too, is like we've still got Cormac at home, and I mean, man, he's calm, he's happy, he's so much better, but dude needs a haircut still, and he needs to get out in community. So I'm really hoping that the next, few months bring him back out into community.
Yeah,
That's our
that's
big hope.
awesome. Well, I mean,
Hmm.
you've already done a whole bunch of steps. He doesn't have seizures. You changed his diet and his
Hmm.
medications and all that kind of stuff. So that's good.
Oh yeah, and his story got featured in a magazine. I wrote a little blurb asking a question, and they asked if they could publish it in a letter to the editor. So now we're a little mini story about Cormac is in the Weston A. Price Foundation Journal. So
There you go. We should
yeah,
post that on the page. That'd be
I
nice.
know. I could even just maybe I could see it's my letter, so I could post it in a blog. So maybe we'll do just that.
Yeah, that would be great. I would love
Yeah,
to read that. I would love to
yeah,
read that, Vanessa.
yeah. It was funny because it was an email, like I was writing this email out to ask a question on like a Friday night, and I was just
Mm.
tired, and and then they ring back, "Oh, we love your story. Can we please publish it?" And I was like, "Sure."
Oh,
So
there you go. You never know who it's going to reach, too.
totally.
Uh-oh, I lost Vanessa for a second. Oh no, maybe she'll come back.
There
Oh,
she is.
there she is. Oh, she froze.
Yes, it says my can I don't know what's going on. I think it's the internet's been a little bit on and off this past week, so
Aren't we all, Vanessa? A little bit.
mhm, yeah. But anyway, so what's new? What's new in Pageland?
In Pageland. So, um, Paige exited her school program in May. Was it May? I don't even know.
Yes, I think it was end of May.
End of May. Exited her school program in the end of May. And I've talked about it before. We had a whole plan. I spent like a year and a half trying to make a plan for her using our San Diego Regional Center self-determination funding. I purpose a little backstory. I purposely use this funding from our regional center here in San Diego and the state of California. So we have a thing called self-determination, and you get funds from regional center and you self-determine what you want your child to experience in life. So I purposely signed up for it 4 years ago when it became
Yeah.
available for everyone to get me to this point, Vanessa.
I know. And then it's like,
And
it's
then,
what's that saying? You plan and God laughs, you know,
yeah,
like,
it's something
yeah,
about 11.
yeah,
So anyway, so I planned for a year and a half with this company that she had been at a school with for 11 years. And I do have to say, when you left FedEx a long time ago,
yeah. It was in like 2021. I can't believe how fast that time
yeah,
went by. Yeah.
and you worked there for so long, and then all of a sudden you don't work there, and it's just like you were just a number,
Yeah.
you were
We talked
just
about
an
that, how,
employee. Yeah.
and like grateful for the friends and people
Oh
I
yeah.
met along the way and the things I learned and all of that. But in the end,
Yeah.
you're
You're
whatever
just a
your
number.
employee number was. Yeah.
Exactly. And the same thing happened to us with the company that Paige went to school with. So I thought, oh, okay, after 11 years, they would help us, but
Yeah.
that was not the case, which is unfortunate. But I did start a program there that other people are benefiting from.
So that's the win. And in
Yeah.
the end, right, it's like a lot of times when, in fact, I think every time something doesn't work out the way it was supposed to, there's a reason why
Yeah.
it wasn't meant to be.
Oh yeah.
It's
And
like,
I was, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
we've talked about this and at
Yeah.
length. Yeah. Yeah.
I was ignoring all the flags.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there goes is that red? No, that looks more orange. Is that red? No, no, no. That's like magenta. What?
Yeah. It's not
No,
quite there.
not
Yeah.
quite red.
It's,
And right, and there wasn't any, honestly, there wasn't any green flags. So that was, so little things kept happening. So little things, little things, little things. And finally, it was one thing. We had everything planned out, and it was one thing that I was like, what am I doing? Like, what am I actually doing? So
yeah.
I pivoted and I met with other programs to see what they had offered, and we went to one, and they were so nice,
Yeah.
and they it was a very warm environment. And I said, wait a minute, maybe we're supposed to go here.
Yeah. And it
So
felt right.
and it felt better.
yeah, better. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's right yet, but it felt better. So TBD, Vanessa, because we don't start for a while. So Paige has been home for I think it's like 8 weeks or 9 weeks. I don't know. I lost
Yeah.
count of weeks.
They just sort of mesh into one another when you're home all the time with your
They
kids.
do. I
Yes, I
know. They
know.
do. Yeah, So it's, I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to it because it's something new for her. And my whole thing was Paige's quality of life.
And that's ultimately what matters, right?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
all these kids, like some kids, they're gonna have higher needs, some of them are gonna
Mhm.
have lower needs, but
Yeah.
ultimately, I think what we want for all of us want for our kids is for them to be happy, healthy, and thriving in the best way that they can.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
what does that look like, right? And there's
Yes.
trial and error there. So,
There is trial and error. Now, will I have to change my life to accommodate hers? Of course I will.
oh yes, don't we always have
But
to?
that's, and a lot of, it's interesting because I've met with other parents, and it's interesting how some parents wouldn't want to do certain things for their children after a certain age.
They sort of burn out and hit a wall,
Yeah.
or in
They
and
burn
like,
out,
and
they
I
hit a wall that whatever for whatever reason they don't want to do something, or they do want to do something. But it's interesting now that we're in the adult world to see the different ways that people go about things like parents. Because when you're in the school district, it's the school.
yeah.
It's the
And
same.
and honestly, like I spent some time going like, why couldn't a program work for my son?
Yeah.
Like why him? Why this? And then but that you can't do that. Like you got to like just fight back against that emotion because it doesn't get you anywhere. It just gets
No.
you like on this negative loop. And like you said, with that one program that you thought was going to work for
Yeah.
Paige and it didn't, it's the same thing. There's a reason why he's home. And like, look, maybe he just needed to be here to heal from everything he had to go through for all those years,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
especially the big crap stuff that happened. So you sort of just, I don't know about you, but I'm done like trying to fight so hard. Like, not that I'm not like always working and trying to better his life,
Yeah.
but I'm done like fighting things that don't like why am I fighting that anymore? Like
Yeah.
and like what a freeing thing that was to just be like, you know
Hmm.
what? We can do this at home.
You
We
know,
can
I
figure
think
this out.
you get caught up in it. And
Hmm.
then once you get caught up in something, it's like you want to see it through because either that's your personality or
Hmm.
because you feel that that's what everybody else wants you to do.
Yes, that's what it is. It's when you stop listening to everyone else
Hmm.
and you start listening to your mom gut and
Yeah,
yourself and trusting that
exactly.
instinct, like
Yeah.
that's where the magic is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Vanessa, we should just make a pill, magic pill. And
Yeah,
it's just
where
like,
is it?
I don't know. It's just like fairy dust. Come on, Tinkerbell. Can you give me some, Tink? Come on.
Yeah. I
I
was
know, just a little bit of
throw it all
dust.
over me. Throw it all over me.
Yeah, I'll bathe it. I'll jump in.
Hmm. In a
Like
glitter bath.
I'll be covered in glitter for the rest of my life. I don't care.
It's so funny. So in our backyard, we get like lots of different kinds of birds and stuff. And then this
Yeah.
morning, there's this little baby bird, and it was stuck outside our sliding glass door, and it was like almost like it was just sitting there, like going, I don't know
Oh,
what to do. I don't know where do I go? What do I do? And so we got this like little plate, and we helped it get on there. And it was like as soon as we did that, it was like, oh, I remember how to fly, and it flew up onto our hill. But it's like sometimes maybe that's like all our kids need is a little bit of guidance from us and to trust ourselves that we
yeah.
can get them there.
And it's not a one size fits all. So
Yeah.
if something doesn't work out, it's you shouldn't have to stay in that one thing. You might as well try
Mhm.
something new because this is the rest of their lives. I wouldn't want to be stuck somewhere for the rest of my life.
No, and it's almost like it made me think about like giving them the freedom to fly, even if they might fly to the wrong
Yeah.
thing, or
Yeah.
maybe they might get
Hmm.
stuck and have some stumbles. Like they'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
They
And we
might
have to,
come, that bird might come all the way back home again, Vanessa.
oh, like Hannah. Yeah, I know.
I wasn't going to mention a name.
It's okay. You know what? Honestly, it's, we talk a lot about autism, but I think
Yeah.
the ADHD and that the dyslexia and all that stuff that she's had to
Mhm.
overcome. It's not easy. It's
No.
she has to work double hard.
Yeah.
And I've noticed like this fine line I dance with her of giving her the tools and sitting with her. It's like, where are you enabling and where are you helping? And
Yeah.
um, so I've been sitting with her every week, and we've been talking a lot about like financial decisions and life decisions and
Yeah.
tracking things. And we've learned for her with finances, it's easier for her to have it once a week than a big chunk once a month. And
Right.
until she kind of grows and learns and sees we have to do it that way. But it's really been neat because I've been having her look at like every single purchase she was making every week. And she's like,
Mhm.
dang, I'm spending way too much money at convenience stores. Like I said, yeah. And just think about it. If you didn't do that, you would have money over here to
Mhm.
save or to invest or to pay off a bill, you know? And
Yeah.
so she by me sitting and spending that time with her, it's hopefully like she can eventually. So she said to me last week, she goes, Mom, you know, I think I'm getting this, and I know the goal is that you ultimately want me to do this on my own. And I said, yeah, that is the ultimate goal. I'm glad you're finally really seeing how
Yeah.
important that is. So,
Yeah. And
so
it's okay. And it's okay if you go backwards a
mhm.
few times. If you stumble back, you can always go forward. I mean, I'm a big fan of if something didn't work out, I got 15 more minutes later. I can
Yeah,
do
it's
it.
like I always say because we're a big SpongeBob family. It's like
Yeah.
that Plan Z is in effect because we've gone through plans A through A,
Z
A through
point one,
Y.
Z point
Yeah,
two, Z point seven.
shoot,
Exactly.
yeah. And I'll start all over again going plan
Yeah.
plan A1,
And
and
I think too, like you and I have similar like extrovert personalities, and we just talk through things with people,
yep,
and we find that easier and then bounce ideas off one another or anyone, right? So we're always talking through things, and it took me like talking to you, to Chad, to a couple other moms about all these programs, and for me to finally say, what am I doing?
yeah. Like what it's like you're trying to force something to work that's
Yeah, that's
ran its
not gonna
course.
work. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking of it as, is it gonna be harder for me? Maybe. but I'm thinking of it more as an adventure for both of us.
Yeah, you get to go to an like I mean, and anything you want to know about that area, I'm your girl. Like I spent like a lot of time down there. So,
Yeah. So it
yeah.
is going to be a long drive, and of course, there's the dreaded traffic. But I figure I had it good, Vanessa, for about a year and a half. And when
Yeah.
the school was, you know, 8 minutes away,
Yeah, I know.
that was
It's
nice.
cr-
Dude,
it's
that was so good. That was very exciting for me being 8 minutes away. Like we could leave at 9 o'clock. School starts at 9 o'clock. We could leave like 8 minutes prior and be fine.
yeah. Now it's going to be a whole and I remember that like when we were doing that long drive, it's that whole like get up, get everything together, try to get out the door, then
Yeah.
you've got this hour drive and but you just sort of like get into a routine and
Yeah.
we listen to a lot of Audible, a lot of podcasts, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess you could look at it like learning hour. But I know it's that concern about this sitting in the, some of our kids don't do well in the
Sitting in the car.
traffic, and
I think that
that is
Paige will, she'll,
stress.
the things to our benefit is it's early in the morning. So she already has a routine of
Mhm.
eating her breakfast in the car, which is not great on the weekends, by the way.
Maybe this will be a time for you to break those
Yeah.
routines of
It's always,
like the drive-through stuff, and
oh
you
yeah,
know who
it's
knows,
always the
right?
time. It's
Yeah.
always the time. And I'm already thinking ahead of things, of loops and habits that I can break this time
Hmm.
around. But and then the other thing that we have is it's not warm temperatures, so she'll be okay. She doesn't do well with
Yes,
heat.
she'll be on the
And
beach, so
yeah,
pretty
and
much, yeah.
then the other part of it is hopefully we won't have traffic on the way back because she does get out fairly early. It's I think 1:30. So
Sh
it's
you should
just
be fine. Yeah.
9 a.m. to 1:30. So coming back is not the worst. And there's always three ways to get back, right?
Yeah, I mean, yep, I could give you all of my suggestions there too.
Yeah.
There's scenic ways. There's sometimes we would just decide, you know what, let's go right along the coast. And how lucky are we to live where we
Yeah.
can make that choice to ride along the, you know, the coastline
Hmm.
and a
Yeah.
beautiful coastline at that. So,
That's true. So I'm thinking of it as a new adventure. Now, do I have to
and the
get up super freaking early? Yes.
yeah, I just my stupid body because all my years having to be to work at 5 a.m. It's like
Uh,
4 a.m. Hello. So I just started going to
hello.
I just started going to yoga at 5 a.m. because I'm like, well, I'm up, so may as
Yeah, well,
well.
might as well. I know
Right.
now I'm up, Vanessa, just because, hot flashes and menopause stuff. So,
So I've found some supplements that are helping me with that. Thank God, because that I was starting to have all that. So that's a fun thing, right? When we're dealing with these transitions with our
yeah.
kids, plus transitions with ourselves.
Hmm.
And a
Yeah.
lot of people don't like to talk about the M word. So
Oh, the
um,
menopause, a lot. I
yeah,
believe
gotten
now.
better recently, I
It
feel like.
has. It
Yeah.
has gotten better recently. I think it's all like the celebrities or well-known folks that are coming out and saying different things about stuff, but it's hard, right? It's kind of like our menopause is kind of like the autism spectrum. It's all over
Yeah.
the place. So it's like one
Mm.
person might have hot flashes, one person might not. For personally, like I just always ran freezing and now I'm just warm. It's not
See,
hot. It's just like lukewarm and and sometimes it's great because Paige wants that air conditioning, Vanessa, on like 60.
yeah, so there you go. Just like one of
I
our
feel like
friends.
a penguin.
One of our friends that like to be in an ice box too. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's you know what I'm really excited for Paige though is the
Hmm.
being able to be out in the community a lot
Yeah.
and to be able to like go new places, see new things, you
Hmm.
know, hopefully make some friends and some
Yeah.
meaningful relationships as
Hmm.
she's because you think about you know, our kids when they get into their like early 20s, their
Yeah.
teen and end of their teen years, like we are not their favorite person. Like, you know,
No,
I think it took
0%.
it's like I'm just now at the point with the girls where it's like coming back around to where I'm like, oh, okay. Like, and I had a funny Facebook memory come up today, and it was like, and I don't really post a lot on there anymore, mainly just for the travel business, but it was Kaylee was like 12 and I was like, man, the attitude of a 12-year-old. And like little did I know that was my oldest. I was in for about like a decade of that between all the kids, right? So But it's all phases of life, right? All
Yeah,
these
now
phases.
they like you.
Yeah, now it's like Hannah wants to, she's like, can we go to lunch, Mom? Like when I'm done volunteering with the kids today, can we go to lunch? And I'm like, you want to go to lunch with me? Okay. So it's just,
You're like looking behind you. Who are you talking to?
yeah, like what is happening here? Like, but I think it's neat too when they like your kids can call you and talk about hard things with you. And, Kaylee's been going through a big transition in her life and I'm really proud of her. But, there's been a lot of emotional days. So,
Mhm.
but, thank God she feels comfortable enough to talk to me about him.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's
100%.
been really cool.
100%. So we
Yeah.
have learned a lot, Vanessa, over the past few months for
Hmm.
sure. And so the podcast for the future for this like upcoming, it's not really a season, it's just life, right?
Yep.
So we'll be talking a lot more about adult things.
Yep. And then we have a couple cool interviews coming
Yeah.
up of things that, anything you can get covered to help you with insurance or benefits, like
Hmm.
that can help benefit our kids' lives. So stay tuned for that
Yeah.
because, when you can get something and not have to spend it, always seems like it's about $2,000 for anything like you want to do. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, 1995. And you're like, okay, it's always
Great.
right around the 2 grand, right? So
Great.
we have a
Yeah.
couple of cool things coming out. And, as always, like
Mhm.
we look forward if you guys, any of our guests feel like you want to be on the podcast and share your story, we're always open and reviews. The, 5-star reviews and a little blurb about us helps us have better traction within the podcast world and we move up in the rankings. So we always appreciate that. And but
That is
most of all,
true.
we appreciate you listening to us ramble on. It's about all things autism.
That is true, Vanessa. And we don't have a lack of talking.
No, we are skilled.
We are
And you know
skilled.
what? We are skilled.
That's all right. Yeah, it makes it fun. It's funny because on a side note, Vanessa and I have like two people that I talk to on the phone, the actual phone, and Vanessa's one of them. And we
Mhm.
can talk for hours even though it's about zero nothing.
Yeah, it's about total nonsense, but
Nonsense,
it,
but it's
it's
fun.
it's because we're both at home with our kids
Hmm.
and we get
Yeah,
it. And
and
we're,
we get it, and it's hard. And sometimes you need to just talk to someone, another mom, another female in the mix.
yeah.
And
And taking those times like last
uh-huh.
last Sunday was nice. I got to spend some time with some friends and go see a movie. And
Yeah,
don't
that's
forget to
awesome.
do those things for yourself,
Hmm.
those little things and
Yes, indeed. Yes,
little
indeed.
getaways. So yeah, and Melinda's about to celebrate another birthday. So
That's true, Vanessa.
mhm.
I am still a new 50. I'm holding on to that until the last minute.
Yeah, about 5 more days.
Uh-huh. So I'm still holding on to new 50. So I now I'll be in my young 50s, Vanessa.
There you go. I
That's
love
my
it.
new tagline.
Yeah.
In my young 50s.
Yeah. Just,
That's right.
you know,
Embrace
and
it.
yep. Age is just a number.
That's
It's
right.
all about how
Age is
you
just
look
a
at your
number.
life.
The ailments, though, I tell you what, I tell you.
It's something about over 40, right? You're like,
Ugh.
oh wow, and for me it's more things that happened to my body when I was working at FedEx where I'm like,
Yeah.
I really should have worn the steel toe shoes those days. That day I didn't know this was going
Yeah.
to cause me such crap for the next,
I know. I should
decade
really
here.
think. I know. I should really think about how I get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah. Sometimes, what did Doug say last week? He's like, yeah, I don't even know, man. I like moved my leg wrong and now he's using this leg squeeze machine thing. And I was just laughing like, and I'm like, man. And he's like, yeah, I know. Like,
I
I
know.
never thought I'd
It's
be
like
doing it.
it's slow motion. You're doing the dishes, and you're like, oh man, that
Yeah.
there's the knife.
Yeah.
Let me get out the chainmail hand gloves, so I don't cut myself, because then
Oh
that
man.
cut will turn into a whole situation. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, but anyway, but thank you guys. Like,
Yeah.
and if there's
Thank you.
anything you need from us, reach out.
Mhm.
We're here. You just know that you're not alone, right? I think that's the biggest
Exactly.
thing is this is can be really tough and having other people to talk to or
Mhm.
talk about it with really makes a difference. So,
Yeah. And
have
we
a great
will, yeah, have a great week. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
yes, yes.
So you'll see our cute little smile faces. And Vanessa looks like she's piloting an airplane now. So
Yes, I do. I know, but
it's
this
so
works. This
cool.
microphone works pretty good. It's better
It
than
does.
the
It
other one we
works
have.
nice.
So
Exactly.
why not use what I have? But
That's
yeah,
right.
so thank you again for listening, and yeah, onward and upward, guys.